There's a device that I've been using called a Whoop.
Hello, and welcome back to the 5th season of the International Game of Whoop. I'm Dan Sugano, aka Skittles, the creator and host of IGOW, and in this video we're going to be covering IGOW3 Preseason Training Ground Challenge number 5, that's the Rotor Riot Mattyflips. So let's jump straight into the Emacs example submissions and go from there.
Here are the beginner requirements for IGOW3 Preseason Training Ground Challenge number 5, the Rotor Riot Mattyflips. So the first thing you need to do is find or set up an over-under obstacle like we've done before. That's anything you can fly both over and under. And I'm using this tree branch here because it's got some decent clearance above the ground. The more height your obstacle is above the ground, the better. And there's some grass underneath it. So on my obstacle, I need to perform a Mattyflip. And then a celebration flipper roll. And I've completed the beginner requirements for IGOW3 Preseason Training Ground Challenge number 5, the Rotor Riot Mattyflips. Here are the intermediate requirements for IGOW3 Preseason Training Ground Challenge number 5, the Rotor Riot Mattyflips. So the first thing you need to do for this challenge is find or set up a doorway obstacle. That's anything that has two sides, like this here, and a top that you can fly through. And on this obstacle, you're gonna have to perform 2 half matties in a pendulum motion, and then a 540 half matty. So that looks like this, half matty, then opposite direction half matty, then 540 half matty, and then celebration flipper roll, and you've completed the intermediate requirements for the Rotor Riot Mattyflips. Here are the advanced requirements for IGOW3 Preseason Training Ground Challenge number 5, the Rotor Riot Mattyflips. So first thing, you need to set up an IGOW approved gate. Again, that's a maximum of 28 inches from square side to side, and the gate needs to be resting on the ground. And on that gate, you have to perform a Mattyflip, and then a half matty, and then fly away cleanly and celebration flipper roll, and you've completed the advanced requirements for the Rotor Riot Mattyflips.
Okay, so obviously this challenge is focusing on the Mattyflip. And the Mattyflip is a unique FPV trick in a couple of different ways. First of all, at the end of it, you're going backwards, which is unique in FPV flying because you're almost always going forward with your camera. But also, it's one of the few FPV tricks that has a generally recognized name after a specific pilot. Now, I know some of you newcomers to the hobby have no idea what I'm talking about, and that's why I wanted to do a little bit of a history lesson here to explain the origins of the Mattyflip. So, back a decade ago, there was a pilot named Matty Stutz, and he had kind of pioneered the style flying with more cam angle, like over 45 degrees or more, and it made a lot of his flights look pretty cool and trippy because it seemed like he was really upside down or almost going backwards a lot more because of that cam angle, and he kind of pioneered that style. Anyway, it was kind of known as like the Matty style, and let's see, it was almost 10 years ago now that he performed the first Mattyflip, about 9.5 years. And he didn't go out and just name it the Mattyflip after himself. They just referred to it as the trick.
Try to use snap a bit slower, but do it earlier. What are you doing, Eric?
Just washing some dirt.
I think we got some of the big guns coming in. Oh, this will help.
God, please no, guys.
It's just the Canadian winters.
what you're doing, Matty, is you're rotating out good, but you're continuing to rotate.
That's it. Yes, keep going.
Oh, so close.
You got
That was perfect height.
about 10% more sky.
Wow, I can't believe how much progression there's been in the sport since the Mattyflip was created almost a decade ago. When I joined, the Mattyflip was one of the most difficult tricks to do, and you needed a really powerful setup to even try to pull it off. Now, a beginner with a bind and fly 65mm 1S whoop can do a Mattyflip in the preseason of IGOW. Speaking of how I got into the hobby, let's do another little history lesson. So it was Christmas of 2016, and my dad got me a DJI Phantom as a present, and I was super stoked about it. Flying the drone was really fun. I like to go up and see the view from up high, and I was watching YouTube videos looking for tips and tricks about how to fly and different accessories to get for your drone, and I happened to stumble upon a Rotor Riot video, and I very specifically remember this. The video was like they were flying underneath a bridge and they had overlaid the Star Wars type of view and pretending like it was kind of like an X-Wing or something, and the drone was like going upside down and flipping and rolling and doing all these turns that the Phantom could not do, and I was instantly like, wow, what is going on there? That's what I want to be doing. So yeah, that was awesome. And from there, I was totally hooked. So I have Rotor Riot to thank for getting me into the FPV hobby. And I've been a Rotor Riot watcher ever since. I've always loved the camaraderie they show between the pilots and all of their cool ideas and awesome locations that they travel to fly. It's just really great content. Some of my most favorite clips of all time have come from Rotor Riot, like when Tommy dove the antenna in Chernobyl. I remember being super hyped about that clip.
You need to just do it. Go. This is it. He's gonna go. He's gonna do it. He's gonna go for it. Yep. Is stupid.
There's no way.
Oh my gosh. What the
That was awesome. And one of the more recent ones that I really loved was they had a drone that they were flying around, and then they made a wing with a landing pad on it, and they landed the drone on top of the wing, and then it had a pad that recharged the drone's battery. So it was like an in-flight refueling then.
Oh my gosh. Turn it around, turn it around. Last try on this back. All right.
He's at 21.5.
It's pretty low though.
Fly till it drops.
Fly to. Oh, no, the drone is valuable too.
We've got only one of those. Am I on it?
Hold it.
You're on it.
Oh, you're on. It's charging. Disarm. Disarm. It's going up to 22 volts.
Yes! Finally! He's on it! He's on it! We're doing it! We're doing it! Don't play smart! Play smart! Instant take off, buddy.
Okay, so arm it, one click up, and then just pitch forward and
So Rotor Riot is always having awesome, fun ideas like that and creating amazing content. So if you're not already, go check them out and subscribe over there. Huge thanks to Rotor Riot for being the title sponsor of this challenge and a Supernova sponsor of IGOW3. I'm really excited because there's going to be a lot of collaboration between IGOW and Rotor Riot coming in the future, so look out for that. I might be at Rampage, might have some other competitions, not totally sure yet, bunch of stuff in the works, but I'm definitely excited. So again, huge thank you to Rotor Riot for sponsoring IGOW3. So in this challenge, we've also introduced a few new tricks besides the Mattyflip. So let's go over those now for those of you that are not familiar. The first new trick is the Dan, it appears we've lost connection to your human counterpart due to low power again. Damn it, Dan, that's the third time this week. Dan, go and check all the connections to the IGOW champion stasis pods. Yes, Dan, right away, Dan. How long until we're able to reestablish a connection, Dan? It depends on what's draining our power. What is going on in here? Just chillin'. What's good with you, dude? Brownie Dan, are you using the IGOW3 champion pod to grow weed? Like, totally chill out, bro. It's completely unoccupied. IGOW3 won't be over for months. You both know that we have been dangerously low on power ever since Little Bri went on a quest to locate his human counterpart, BrighFive. And you guys are in here using up our power reserve on grow lights? Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was all Barani Dan. I'm just in here ripping some packs. Shh. Yeah, and some bong hits. Wait a minute. Little Bri left? To do what? Seriously, Dan? You don't remember what happened to BrighFive after he won IGOW3? Refresh me?
Alright, let's see. Radio. Trusty whoop. Orca goggles. I want to tell people fresh bread, but Steve K and Daylight were real weird when I said I wanted to.
We can't tell people what happens when you win. We just can't do it.
This is the one. BrighFive, you can't tell them our secrets.
But this LED harness is Bruce Willis with a samurai sword. You use it to confront your version of Zed. You use it to confront Paul Bunyan.
How dare you! Do not say his name in my presence.
I know the full details of the curse, Bri. That Paul Bunyan, your true nemesis, blasts into your video feed and smites you with his mighty axe. Breaking the curse obviously involves challenging him.
But what do I do with the harness? Peter said it was dangerously powerful. I don't want to end up in an FPV accident like Borg Slayer. Did you see what happened to him when he got too close to MCK at that multi-GP event he hosted?
Pull yourself together.
Look who's back for another dub. It's come full circle, PB. We end this here and now. Your powers are weak, old man. You think you can gow? You can't win, PB. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Let's do this.
You got the touch. You got the power.
What, are you like orbiting me or something? You think I'm some kind of point of interest?
Yeah!
Come on, at least do a power loop or something. Not the face, not the face!
Oh, yeah.
Hey guys, it's been a long time.
Little Bri, we were just talking about you.
Yes, I know. I felt the power drain. Listen, this is pretty embarrassing, but my quest has been stalled for quite some time. I didn't want to admit it to you guys, but I'm stuck in a box of Legos. It's got a lid, and I'm hosed if you don't send help.
This is not good. If Little Bri is unable to find human BrighFive and bring him back, then all the work we've done over the years, incepting the concept of IGOW into the brain of human Skittles, to lead him to find the 5 true champions we need to carry out the all-important mission, it may turn out to be worthless. We can't let that happen. We could beam the Dan clone directly to his location. Is that feature ready for real-world use? More or less, and I believe it's our only option at this point. Show me. So, if I adjust the coordinates of the subquantum assembly process, the new Dan pops up at the desired location. Impressive. I also have been working on various skill and personality settings. Guys, I don't know if it's a good idea to be using all these new features when the clone machine has already been overworked and we're dangerously low on power. Whoa, sweet! There's a D800 Hunter Seeker setting. That sounds ominous, but awesome. Let's try it. All right, Little Bri, stand by. We're sending a clone to you now.
Nope, not this one. Not this one. Take this one back. Take this one back. Send me a different one. Send me a different one.
Hit the emergency recall button! What did I tell you? This thing is on the fritz. We gotta relax these settings. Okay. Let's try this laid-back private investigator setting. Yeah, that sounds a lot more chill.
Hey there, you are, little buddy. Hello, Mr. Little Bri. My name is Briannual Sagano. I've been sent to rescue you.
You're far less disturbing than the last Dan clone they sent me. Please, just take me out of the box.
There you go, little buddy. What are we gonna do now?
I have a lot of trouble using the keyboard.
Of course I can help you hack into his computer. Alright, let's see here, buddy. What do you think his password is?
I bet you could guess it on the first try.
42069? Well, that was easy.
Open the documents folder. Tell me what you see.
Might need these.
Stay focused. We don't have time to live stream.
Alright, let's see. We've got tax documents, Whoop DVR. I'm gonna start in the Whoop DVR for clues. Alright, let's see. Looks like we're in his living room. And we're Mattyflipping some kind of chandelier. Yep, those are definitely Mattyflips.
Play the next clip.
Okay, so same place. Got legs, Mattyflipped. Okay, interesting. Constant loop motion, but the over-under obstacle went out of the frame of view. But that's okay. It's still a Mattyflip.
Show me another.
Okay, let's see. Giant fox playground structure. Mysterious individual. What could it mean?
And another Mattyflip. Fascinating. What's next?
Let's see. Some kind of Gothic-style church. Those arches are very Mattyflippable. Wait a second. Who's that? Oh, it's one of those Team Whoop Track weirdos.
Forget that dork. Show me the next one.
This appears to be a example of good loop motion, keeping the over-under obstacle in frame, and going into a terrible crash.
BrighFive is often a reckless fool. Show me more clues.
Yet another Mattyflip, followed by a Mattyflip, followed by a Mattyflip, followed by a Mattyflip. What does it mean? What is he trying to say here?
I'm beginning to sense a pattern.
It's as if he has been traveling far and wide, Mattyflipping everything he possibly can, Mattyflipping into Mattyflips, Mattyflipping into Mattyflips through gaps into Mattyflips. What does it all mean? Where is he going with this? A Mattyflip, followed by a Mattyflip, into a Mattyflip, into a Mattyflip.
He's Mattyflipping every goddamn thing he can find.
Mattyflipping a bird, Mattyflipping a pole, Mattyflipping a random office facade over and over. I'm losing my mind, Little Bri. This investigation is pushing me to the edge.
Pull yourself together, goddammit. We're about to find something, I know it.
What? This file says, open if you are a Dan clone helping Little Bri.
Oh, I love being right all the time.
Hello. If you're watching this video, then you're a Dan replicant, helping Little Bri track me down after I was converted into a being of pure energy by exploding Paul Bunyan. Either that, or you're doing an IGOW Season 5 Preseason challenge. In either case, you'll need to satisfy at least one of the following 3 requirements, for reasons only a 4th dimensional being could possibly comprehend. The beginner, intermediate, and advanced challenges this week all relate to, guess what? The Mattyflip. For the beginner challenge, my assistant and I will demonstrate doing a Mattyflip on an over-under obstacle. We're using a balloon gate, but you could use whatever. When you complete the Mattyflip, you're going to need to do a celebration flip or roll. For the intermediate challenge, we're going to do 2 half Matty pendulums, alternating roll direction, and then complete it with a 540 half Matty pendulum. Then do a celebration flip or roll. For the advanced requirement, you're going to Mattyflip and then half Matty a ground gate. Then do a celebration, flip, or roll. That doesn't sound so hard, does it? Let's kick it to the simulator and I'll break it down.
A mind gym?
Okay, I've got Velocidrone loaded up, I've got music pumping in my head. What else is required for optimum drone flight? Just gonna pop these on the screen for anybody who's interested in that kind of ridiculousness. Boop-a-doop. Alright, it's one of my trusty maps. What are we doing? Okay, first trick. Mattyflipping an over-under obstacle. I think the Mattyflip, as with most tricks, can be broken down into an approach phase, an execution phase, and an exit phase. For your approach, there's low, medium, or high, basically. Let's just stick with this guy for a minute. If you're approaching low, it gives you the opportunity to kind of like do this back roll thing and to like kind of break and size up the over-under obstacle. Just gonna do that a couple times and then hit the throttle to go up. And when you get to the height where you know you've got a lot of clearance, then you can kind of roll forward a little bit, keep the throttle up a little bit so you get over it. And then as you're going over it, just keep that roll going forward. Rolling, rolling, and there we go. Let's do like the beginner Matty, just for fun. You go over a thing. Actually, I think beginner Matty sometimes is harder because you can't, like if you're looking up, how do you know how close you are to the ground? Yeah, tricky. The execution phase, it really is just about this timing with the throttle. I think it all comes down to the throttle, really. If you look at the right stick, once you're rolling, the right stick doesn't actually have to do that much. Okay, so a couple things about what we're going to call like fails. A fail is going to be if you roll too far and break your loop shape. So like if I roll too far and then have to like pitch back and then go back under it, we're going to call that a fail. Style-wise, it's best for sure if you keep the over-under obstacle in your field of view, but it's not required. What is most important is keeping that loop shape. As far as controlling your position, like whether or not you want to be centered in the over-under, you kind of control which way you're going using mostly roll. So if you're totally centered on roll, you should stay mostly centered as you matty the over-under. If you feel yourself drifting a little bit one way or the other, you just roll a little bit that way. Kind of changes your position. Looks like I am coordinating with yaw a little bit to correct that. Yeah, so okay, let's do it somewhere else too, just for fun. Actually, this pipe over here, this is where I learned how to do the Barani for that challenge. It's a good place to practice that. Another absolutely excellent place to practice is this pipe, because you can do the like serial matty thing over here. Just tracking this thing. Okay, so to recap, requirement number 1, find any over-under, matty it, and do a celebration flipper roll. Okay, so for half matties, let's break this down. Dan told me he thinks the half matties are really tricky because of the pendulum motion. Let's find something. I guess we'll just keep using this thing. I think to really get this on lock, you need really tight roll segmentation. Because if you're not basically like right angle aligned with the ground, you're gonna drift. It's gonna cause all kinds of problems. So best thing you could practice to get the hang of that is really good roll segmentation into 180s. See, that was a bad example. Let's do a good one. You want to get just really perfectly upside down for these things. And then let's take a look at the stick cam. Kind of looks like you're just doing a little bit of roll. I'm sorry, doing a little bit of pitching and just managing throttle to keep that bottom half of the loop shape. As with any roll segmentation, if you mix yaw with your roll, you'll get a more centered roll as opposed to a no yaw roll where you're actually rolling kind of lower down in the view. And then as far as doing the 540 part of it, you're just gonna roll longer. I don't know. Roll longer, get really used to the timing to get that thing lined up. Whoops. If you're new to this, definitely do it on something really big and wide, something girthy, because your precision won't be a critical factor to the success. Whereas if you do like a doorway or whatever, it's like pretty easy to. Let's do one on here. See, because if you do that roll wrong, you kind of saw that there. If you don't catch that roll perfectly center, whoop, causes all kinds of havoc. And then get really high to do the 540 part. See, I didn't line it up very well that time. Ooh. Gosh, this is embarrassing. There we go. Okay. Fail on the celebration roll. That's a good one. That's a good one. For practicing staying like perfectly center, sometimes it's fun to find little gaps like these. Line it up, Mattyflip it. Line it up, Mattyflip it. If you're getting really saucy, see if you can do it coming in at an angle. Correct your position while you're doing that. That's good practice. I would say something else you might want to practice to get the hang of really controlling the Mattyflip and transitions is flying backwards. Because it kind of changes the way you have to steer. And if you can get used to that, it's kind of like how you do a trippy spin. If you can get used to that, you can really control what's happening to you in a Mattyflip, so that you can do like a Mattyflip, changing direction into a different kind of Mattyflip, changing into another Mattyflip. Yeah, it's just fun to do that. And getting the hang of going backwards, that'll really help with that. I think that's all I got for this one. Anyway, I'm gonna go back into the ether. Replicant Dan, stop looking for me. Little Bri, stop looking for me. You're not gonna find me. I'm gone. I'm not coming back. See you guys later. Huh. Well, what are we gonna do now?
We need to confer with the other mini-Dans. But I guess there's no hurry. Do you want to go play some Mario Kart?
Yes! Thought you'd never ask.